See, this is what happens when the client does not want to pay the extra money for a backdrop stand. They tell you they have somewhere to hang it and they really don't. And now look, you're attaching it to two random poles in the backyard. Well, it is what it is. So I'm going to start by blowing up my balloons and tying them into dupes. The colors I'm using is a sapphire blue in 5-inch and 12-inch and orange in 5-inch, 12-inch, and 17-inch. For those of you that want to know, I used about 250 balloons for this garland. So to make the base of this balloon garland, I'm going to be twisting my dupes together into small clusters. So for the blue balloons, I'm going to be twisting 8 dupes together, which is 16 balloons total. And one thing you want to do is twist the dupes into the cluster more than once. So here you see me doing it one time, but I'm going to go back over the cluster again and start retwisting those dupes again to make sure that they are securely intertwined in that cluster. And then I'm going to be twisting 6 dupes of the orange balloons because I'm using larger balloons and I don't want the orange to overpower the blue. So when attaching my clusters, I'm going to take a neck from one balloon in one cluster and a neck from another balloon in another cluster, and I'm going to tie them together. And this is how I'm going to be making the base of my balloon garland, by tying the clusters together by the necks of the balloons. I like doing this method because you use less material and it makes for a good and sturdy balloon garland base. Now I'm going to do something a little different with my 5-inch decorators. I normally make small clusters of 2 dupes, which is 4 5-inch balloons. But this time I'm going to be making larger clusters of 8 dupes, which is 16 balloons. And it's going to resemble something like pearls, which I think is a very interesting look. And I'm going to be using these bigger clusters to fill in gaps and to add visual interest to the balloon garland. So I didn't want to come back to this party and pick up my metal stand, so I decided to make a PVC pipe stand specifically for this party. So to attach the balloon garland, I duct taped a 260 balloon to the PVC pipe at several points on this stand. And then I tied the 260 balloon into a knot, leaving the 2 ends out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one end of that 260 balloon and wrap it around one side of the balloon garland, and take the other end and wrap it around the other side of the balloon garland, then tie the ends together inside of the garland. And that's how I'm going to attach it to the stand. Woo! Now I attached the banner to the stand using duct tape, and I attached all throughout the sides and the top. And I'm going to be adding clusters to the balloon garland using 260 balloons. Make sure when you're adding clusters to the actual balloon garland base that you're wrapping that 260 around multiple balloons in that base. Now I'm attaching my 5-inch decorator clusters with 260s as well, and I'm attaching each cluster at 2 points onto the balloon garland. To elongate those 5-inch clusters and provide more coverage for gaps in the balloon garland, I'm just twisting dupes of those 5 inches into the pre-existing clusters. This is my first time attaching my 5-inch clusters this way, and I have to say I really like the way this looks. It brings more detail and complexity to the balloon garland. Now to top everything off, I am adding some foil starburst to this balloon garland. I wasn't really sure where I wanted to put that top one, so I did end up repositioning that one later on. And now it's time to use good old high shine to restore the shininess to the balloons. So I just dip the towel into a bag of high shine and rub those balloons down. So here is the finished product. I really liked how this garland turned out. I really like the shape of the garland. Instead of your typical, straight L shape, it has some curve to it. And I also am loving the way these 5-inch clusters are looking. And of course, the high shine really makes those colors pop. So if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, go ahead on and like it, comment, and please subscribe for notifications on future videos on balloon and event decor. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Tried and true.